Do you have something you know you could do it, but you just keep getting in your own way? Maybe it's something physically, a goal you have for your body, or maybe it's to achieve something in your business, or to find the perfect mate, or like whatever it is. Like maybe it's even a habit, like to wake up and exercise early every single day. Like whatever it is, you're like, I know I could do it. I know I can do it, but for whatever reason, I just keep getting in my own way. But the question is, why are we doing it, number one, and how do we fix it? I personally think that there's a couple of things that are not addressed when people talk about sabotage that really just aren't even that deep. Step one is to figure out what's the thing that you want, that you keep messing it up or failing to have discipline or whatever. Like, you know, it's you that's standing in the way. Identify the thing though that you want, okay? Step two is to ask yourself, and you've got to do some self-awareness here. Like, okay, why am I doing this? Is it because I don't really want this thing? Or is it because of some like deep-rooted beliefs that I have about myself that like I don't deserve it? Like, is it a belief? Or is it because you really don't know how to go about doing it? Like you're missing the skills or the habits. And this second step is really, really important because I think too many people, when they talk about self-sabotage, they make it really deep. Like, oh, you must have this deep-rooted subconscious belief that you don't deserve it, which might be true, but maybe it's not even that deep. I know for me personally, I struggled to be successful because I literally did not know how to finish anything. I did not know how to focus on one thing at a time. I always assumed that if I picked one thing, it might be the wrong thing. Kind of like when you walk up to the lines at the airport and you're trying to decide when you're going through security, okay, is that one moving faster or is it that one? And if you don't pick a line, you're never going to get on your airplane, right? So you try to like stay in all the lines at the same time. Well, that doesn't work. And I didn't know how to focus. It wasn't that subconsciously I didn't think I deserved success. It was that I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the habits. I didn't know how to finish something. Now, the third step is once you've figured out why this thing isn't happening, right? And remember, there's only two choices. It's either you don't have the skills or the knowledge to know how to do it. That's number one. Or the other reason why is because you're living your life in such a way that you reach the conclusion you already have. In other words, if you don't believe that you deserve a person, a mate who's healthy, because you're subconsciously, you feel like, oh gosh, if I find someone who's like really put together and they're really successful and they're really healthy and all these things, then they're going to reject me because they won't think that I'm healthy. Now that's a subconscious belief. And then you're going to do things, you're going to behave in such a way that you're going to sabotage being with someone who is healthy, or you're going to search for people, whether you realize it or not, who are unhealthy. Nobody wants to admit that we have negative thoughts or beliefs, but when you think about that thing that you want to have happen, when you think about it actually happening, what is it about it that scares you? Or why is it you're not doing it? If your answer is always like, I don't know why, well then that's probably based on a belief. If your answer is because I don't know how, then it might truly be that you need to learn those skills. You see, self-sabotage is you standing in your own way, and sometimes it might not be a belief. Sometimes it might just be that you need to learn some new skills, right? But either way, once you've figured out which of those two it is, step three is you got to fix it. And if it's a belief, y'all, you need to go to therapy. I mean, unless you want to spend the rest of your lifetime trying to just keep repeating these things and trying to figure it out yourself, you could also do your own root canal if you want. I really do think it's like that simple. I think that there are, you could take the shortcut, like the shortest distance, the least amount of pain between point A and point B, and that's you changing some of those deep-rooted beliefs that are holding you back, is like, go find a good therapist. And if you're like, I've already done therapy. Well, but if the beliefs are still there, then you need to find a different therapist. I mean, I personally have probably worked with 5 or 6 different therapists. Like, a good therapist is like finding a good fitness instructor. They're all different, and eventually you're going to kind of outgrow one. You need to move on to another. And frankly, that's the shortest distance between you and changing your beliefs and getting unstuck. However, if it's not belief-based, if it's skill-based, then go get those skills. Like, master it like no other. Stop worrying about all these other things and figure out how to master the thing that you need to know in order to accomplish the thing that you really want. fix it. No one else can fix this but you.